It's Don Brown. Yeah, I'm a fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic, ayy. I'm a Buffalo fanatic, just like Rico, going live, talking to my people, cause the team's driven like West Hurt. Other teams can't, it's a repo. The opponents gotta call up Triple O. Bills Mafia, we heating up, we too electrical. We got Beane the plug, electric show. We wired up, hit up Rico, he fired up. We know where we stand on the power ranking. Other teams fans in the comments hating, we block them all. We protecting Josh. Salute to him, he the general now. Rico got legends for interviews. How the Buffalo Bills got the best fan base. Away games, red, white, blue in the crowd. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it. Back at it.
I'm a Buffalo fanatic.
I gotta let that thing right out. Let's go. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. Tuesday night. What's good, folks? What's happening? I hope you guys are great. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Tuesday is upon us. Shout out to my guy, Bot. Came through yesterday. Had damn near a 3-hour pod. Golly. It was good to see him in good spirits. He was getting over that bug. Whatever the heck that's going out there. I think people are getting sick off of that. So wash your hands, people. Wash your hands and wash your ass. All that stuff and in the middle. So welcome to another edition, folks. We got a couple things to talk about today. Brandon Beane is certainly one of the topics. I'm excited to talk about it. I was actually very surprised. My colleague, my homie, Z-Bot was on the other side. That's why I love the when me and Z-Bot go with one another, because we don't always share the same opinion on things. For the most part, we do, but there are some topics that we just don't see eye to eye, and that's what makes for good banter back and forth. And I know you guys like it. Here they go. But that's the nature of the business. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Get that disinfectant spray, man. You guys got to spray everything, man. You can't be just, you know what I mean, go and do your business and then go about that. People these days are doing nothing, shaking hands. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you so cute, touching your face. Come on, man. Yo, wash your hands. I hope you guys all feel better, because I know what that thing is going around. But we got draft to talk about. You know what I mean? The draft aftermath. We'll obviously get into Brandon Beane, my OG, triple OG Brandon Beane. You know what I mean? We'll also talk about Shadur Sanders. We got to talk about Shadur Sanders. I got some thoughts on Shedeur. We'll get into the wide receiver room, whether some people feel the wide receiver room's not good enough all of a sudden. Like this draft class had some bona fide OGs in this draft class. Like we're just going to ignore what we already have in the locker room. You know what I mean? We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about Josh Allen. Josh Allen being the elite receiver that he is and how he elevates. That's what an elite player is supposed to do. Whether you play baseball, whether you play soccer, whether you play whatever sport you play, the elite usually raise the level of others around them. That's just sports. I thought that's what it was. You know what I mean? Having a whole bunch of average guys or having a whole bunch of good guys sometimes can have success. A bunch of elite guys on one team can have success as well. Sometimes too many elite, you know what I mean? Too many alphas doesn't quite work, right? There's a lot of things that we got to talk about. You know what I mean? But today will be a show, our draft picks, what I like about them, what I don't like, and we'll get right into it. So first order of business, it's got to be Brandon Beane. First order of business has to be Brandon Beane. First and foremost, I love Brandon Beane. I'm a fan of Brandon Beane. I like Brandon Beane's directness. He's been direct before, and we've loved it, and we championed Brandon Beane for his direct approach on defending whomever it may be, right? And the minute he goes at, you know what I mean? Some other folks, oh, it was classless, it was unprofessional. I'll get into all that in just a moment. But having someone defend you or having someone stand on business when others may be critical of certain things that you may do. Sometimes you got to protect. I mean, protect yourself, protect what you do, protect those around you. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what Brandon Beane did. Now, this might sound, maybe this feels like it's been talked about at length, or maybe not, or maybe people that have been talking about it didn't quite share the same sentiments as you. Here's how I see it all. First of all, I'm going to, I don't want to say defend. I'm not going to defend, but the two guys that were talking, I don't follow Buffalo radio, so I don't know them well. So I don't listen daily. I don't listen ever. Not because I just don't want to. It's just I'm in a whole different country, and I got other things that I got going, right? So it's not like it's readily available to me on radio. But those two gentlemen, they got snapped on by Brandon Beane because Brandon Beane caught the tail end of what they were talking, but he caught it nonetheless. And whatever side of the bed Brandon woke up on, them fellas got it. And poor them, because although they may have been critical in the past, I don't know their history. I think Jeremy and I follow each other on Twitter, but you know how that goes. I mean, I got no beef with nobody. So like, I mean, there's some things that we share, we like, we can conversate, all that good stuff, right? So I'm sure he was passionate, just like we are, just like me. It could have been me and Z-Bot. And let's just say we got a guest spot from Brandon, and we started talking, and he just laid into us. It just happens. It's part of the game. And these fellas happen to be on the end of it, probably from what Brandon Beane was probably hearing all over the place. And these guys happen to be right in front of him, echoing the same sentiments he's been hearing. And he says, you know what? I got time today. Y'all are getting it. And Brandon did not shy away. And for those curious or like myself, like hearing these type of things replay, I'm one of those people. Love to hear it. So here's 2 minutes of my guy, Brandon Beane, if I can get this audio going. Cracking it up.
We're bitching in 2018 about Josh Allen. You guys wanted Josh Rosen, and now you guys are bitching that we don't have a receiver. I don't get it.
And I was one of them. I certainly was one that was saying, oh, Josh Allen, we got the wrong one. Get out of here with that bet. Oh, man. To the point where I was like, Nate Peterman, knowing full well Josh Allen eventually is going to take over. But I was one of the many saying, man, we got the wrong one, man. We wanted the pocket passer, the one that was polished and ready to rip. Brandon Beane had other words, and he had other ideas. I traded down for this guy, not Josh Rosen, for Josh Allen. And you guys were sounding like the same cats from way back. And Joe, I think Joe, Sneaky Joe is the other guy's name is, and Jeremy were on the brunt of it. And Brandon Beane was like, bro, you gonna get it today. I got smoke, and it's for y'all. Let's go.
Like, we just hold on, let me talk. We just scored 30 points in a row for 8 straight games. A year ago, I get you guys asking why we didn't have receivers, but I don't understand it now. You just saw us lead the league in points.
Facts.
When you add all the postseason, no one scored more points.
Correct.
Than the Buffalo Bills, including the Super Bowl champions.
Lay it on, boy.
You just saw us do it without Stephon Diggs, same group. How is this group not better than last year's group? Like, I don't.
He's right.
Like, our job is to score points and win games. Where do we need to get better? Defense. We did that. So I get it. You got to have a show, and you got to have something to bitch about. But bitching about wide receiver is one of the dumbest arguments I've heard.
Okay.
Boy, when he said one of the dumbest arguments I heard, I said, Brandon, golly, get him, boy. I said, sheesh. I said, all right, how do these guys react? Because now, if you're sitting here listening to the general manager of the professional team that you root for, and you've probably been rooting for years, and you've always, obviously, we all have our criticisms of the team on certain things that they should have done or whatnot. When the rounds are coming at you live, it's a whole different ballgame. You gotta, if you're witty and on the spot, you'd have a rebuttal. But sometimes you just gotta let people just go. And I think for the most part, these two brothers were like, the other guy on the short-haired guy was just like, whoa. He didn't know what to say just by body language. He was like, all right, we just gonna let it rock. Jeremy, on the other hand, I felt like he wanted to clap back, but he was like, all right, let me just let him rock. Let me let him fly. At least that's what it looked like to me.
And if I wish you'd listened to the 2 hours and 25 minutes before that, because there's plenty of.
Brandon Beane he wasn't trying to hear that. He heard the last 3-4 minutes, whatever y'all were saying, and that's all he needed to hear. And he was like, all right, you're done. I'm on your ass. This is what he was doing.
Things we do like about your draft, and I find it curious the energy you're coming at us with, but I mean that's your choice.
I get it. I'm just like, let's be realistic. Our job is not to have. It's not fantasy football, like to trot out the best receivers. You got Josh Allen. First thing you got to do is protect him. You can't have everything. You can't have Pro Bowl wide receivers and have a Pro Bowl offensive line and an All-Pro quarterback and 3 great running backs. Like you gotta pick. Sure, I'd love to play fantasy football, but there's one football, Jeremy.
Yo, that's a slight right there. I'd love to play fantasy football, bro. Brandon Beane took that thing with pop. Tell him you can't just play fantasy football. Golly, Brandon, sheesh.
There's one ball. You can't give it to but so many people. So that's where I'm like, I don't understand this narrative. I felt it a little bit from a couple of the reporters and the thing. Like, our job is to score points. It doesn't matter what receivers, what quarterback, what. If you score points at the level we scored, that is winning football.
Damn. All right, Brandon. I loved everything you said. I loved it. And I hope you don't apologize and run it back and, I shouldn't have said. No. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Keep it rolling. Now, as for the guys that were on the receiving end of that lashing, if you want to call it lashing, I felt for them because if you heard Brandon Beane was like other reporters, something about other reporters. So it's not like it was just these two. These two just happened to be collateral damage. Sorry, I'm spraying and you guys just happen to be there. But you're going to get this heat. You're going to get this two-piece. And they got it. And I don't blame Brandon Beane one bit. Not one bit. You can't ever make anybody happy, ever. He drafts a receiver last year, but y'all felt it was the wrong receiver, not the right one. Did you do the same homework that this brother was doing? Did you send area scouts to go watch these guys and really see what they're like? Were you in the room doing the interviews with these cats? You know what I mean? Like, but we can sit here and talk about, oh, it should have been Xavier Worthy. Oh, it should have been this. Bro, they picked him. We knew we needed a receiver. There's no question. I wanted Adonai Mitchell. That was me. But I was like, all right, if we picking, you mean the guy but I got to rock with what Brandon Beane says because, you know what I mean, he knows best. And we also know that when Brandon Beane messes up, he fixes it. Yo, if I messed up somewhere, I'm going to do my best to fix it. Kyer Elam's a great example. Bro, I whiffed. I'm trading him. I knew I messed up. I messed up. It is what it is. So Brandon Beane coming out there and letting it be known, I like it. Look, we can't sit here and talk about how unprofessional he is and he shouldn't have said bitching. What are we 6 years old now? Can't say bitching? Oh, you shouldn't have said bitching. Get out of here, man. That's a grown-ass man. He had a long weekend, a long off season. I mean, he's finally felt good about this draft class that he's put out there, and he's bolstering the defense that we need him to bolster. And then we got people whining about, oh, we should have had a receiver, should have grabbed a receiver, you shouldn't have traded up, you shouldn't have gone for the 41st pick. Bro, they went out and got what they needed because they know what's needed on this team. We needed to get a receiver to stretch the field. We needed the speed. We needed the this. We needed the that. I totally get that. It would have been sexy to grab a receiver, but was it an actual need? No, it was not a need because now you bring in said receiver. This said receiver has to beat out the second-round draft pick from last year, Keon Coleman. You got to give him an opportunity. You just brought in Joshua Palmer, so you got to give him opportunity. So that fourth-round draft pick that you're about to grab, it's not beating those two guys out because you got to give these guys an opportunity. I just paid one. The other one's going to his second year. You have Shakir that you just paid that you're probably going to most likely feature a lot more this offseason. Those three guys right there. And you got Curtis Samuel that just paid. They want to see more. They want to see more of him. And you got James Cook on the squad. And you have Kincaid. Bro, there's only one ball, like the brother said. I'm not done. Okay? But Rico, do you remember middle of the season? That's why we had to bring in Amari Cooper. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because I was like, man, we could use another piece to kind of get going, but let's bring it back a little bit. You had Josh Allen that no longer has Davis, no longer has Diggs. He's now going into a season learning. I don't want to say learning, but holding back on being the sugar high Josh Allen. So that's a different type of Josh right there. You got Curtis Samuel, new receiver. Keon Coleman, new receiver. Khalil Shakir stepping into a new role. Kincaid was there to take a big leap. There was a lot of new things going on. So, of course, they're not going to come out firing like crazy. It's going to have some moments where you got to kind of fix some things and try to adjust here and there. But still were some things missing. What did Brandon Beane do? He went out and got a receiver. If he sat on his hands and didn't do diddly squat, I can understand for you to say, hey, man, go ahead and try to get some. This brother was trying. You can never fault Brandon Beane for not trying, because that brother's always trying. So when he had that extra animosity, I felt him. Let these boys have it. You can't have everything. Even when you play Madden and you try to make all these trades, sometimes they tell you, hell no, that ain't happening. You ain't doing it. No way. Not happening. You got an elite O-line, or above average. I'll say a strong above average O-line. You got an above average running back in a running game that's solid. You have an offensive coordinator that's coming back. That's going into his second full year. You had a team that was putting up 30 evenly. Josh was not sweating. There was a lot of times Josh was sitting on the sideline, ball cap backwards, because the bench players are going in. Bro, it was a team effort. You got Josh winning the MVP without the speedster, the receiver, all that stuff. But Rico, imagine if you gave him a speedster. What's that going to do? Go look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's got T. Higgins. That boy got Jamar Chase. And they won the Super Bowl last year. Oh, no, wait, they didn't. They made it to the No, they didn't make it to the playoffs. Bro, their defense was what was letting them, that was holding them behind. Their defense to the point where even in the Emmys or the sports award show, they made fun of the Bengals because the defense kept holding. Fam. So what good is that? Give Josh all the weapons. Give him a speedster receiver. You know what I mean? We score 48 points. The other team scores 49. Josh put up 49. Look, go to the Detroit game. Go to the Rams game. Go to those two games, right? We'll stick specifically to the Rams game. That Rams game, bro, defense couldn't stop anything. But yet, add a speedster. Bro, you have an elite quarterback in Josh Allen. Bro, let Josh Allen do what he does, man. A player like that elevates the rest of the players. And you guys are sleeping too much. You guys are sleeping too much on Joshua Palmer. Oh, he wasn't anything. He was a third receiver on the Chargers team, man. Bro, you're playing with Josh Allen now. Bro, Mac Hollins, like Josh Allen made Mac Hollins look like so competent. Not that he's a scrub, but he made Mac Hollins look so competent that y'all were like, oh, man, we lost Mac Hollins to the Patriots. Oh, imagine what he's going to do with a better receiver, Josh Palmer. What? Bro, you got Keon going to his second year that's got to take a huge leap. Going to. And Joshua Palmer is a better version of Amari Cooper. I don't know what happened to Amari Cooper this year. I don't know whether he lost a step or it's just the chemistry between the two just wasn't panning out. Call it what you want to call it. I know Amari Cooper's not a scrub, but something just wasn't jiving. Joshua's the better version, the younger version, the faster version, and he gets crazy separation. Wait till you see what those two boys put together. I'm very confident in that. Then you got Khalil Shakir, freshly paid. Trust me, they're going to open stuff up for him too. Kincaid has to have a massive year. Add in another receiver just to be the fourth guy. You should have drafted Jalen Royal. You should have drafted. You should have. Meanwhile, we're not getting enough pressure. Every year, it's on clockwork. Bills fans talking about defense always lets Josh Allen down. Josh Allen's never the issue. You're right. He never is the issue. always keeps the team in check, always keeps the team in contention. It's always the defensive side of the ball letting us down. So what does Brandon Beane do? Addresses the very same needs that we have. The minute Benford went down, I lost hope. I was like, we're done. You know why? Because Kyrie Elam came in. Brandon Beane obviously sees that. He's like, I'm never letting that shit happen again. What does he do? He triple dips into that corner bag. Goes after Maxwell Harrison, 4.28 speed. Ball hawk corner. Not a great tackler. We could work on that. Brings in Strong, which is apparently one of the best man coverage sticky guys in this very draft that just took by the way. One of the best. I think one of the coaches, was it Greg Cosell, was talking about an executive he was talking to, says Dorian Strong is one of the stickiest man-to-man guys in the game. Come on, fam. But we sit here bitching about receiver? We talk about receiver? Really? We talking about receiver. When your quarterback, when he wants to break the glass, he makes things happen. We are lucky we have Josh Allen. Bro, weren't we just talking about, man, Tyrell Shavers is doing really well. Tyrell Shavers has got the size and he's got the speed. Give this brother opportunity with Josh Allen. Bro, you saw it yourself. But we talking about receiver. You got me sounding like freaking Allen Iverson, for crying out loud. We talking about receiver when the problems are on the defensive side of the football. But he wasn't professional. The GM shouldn't speak that way. I lost respect for him. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. I want my GM to talk like that. You're not going to talk greasy about my squad. You didn't hear the beginning of the show. We were praising it. I don't think he gave a damn. Quite frankly, he heard what he needed to hear, and he was on your ass. And I loved it. I loved it. And no disrespect to the young guys. I mean, the two guys that were there. You got caught off guard. You didn't see that coming. Shoot, you tried to duck and dodge as much as you could, but it's just the heat was coming your way. There was nothing you could do. Mans was coming with combos, left, right, center. Called y'all fantasy. They say fantasy football. I mean, I don't know what else. You guys what I'm saying. I'm just saying, bro. I like what Beane did. I love it. Stand on it. Stand on that Beane and keep it rolling. Now, could he have wanted a receiver in that draft? Absolutely. Was there a receiver that he probably saw? But he probably saw there was more value in the guys that he grabbed. He probably saw more value in Deion Walker, which was a top in 2023. I'm reading more stuff on these guys now. 2023 is a top dog. So if they get him, and he had a bad back last year. So you get a healthy Deion Walker. Because I know everybody, Deion Walker, look at the little legs, and he's too tall, and this, that, and third. He ain't strong enough, bro. When Deion Walker starts pumping up the crowd like Jordan Phillips used to, I love Deion. I know how Bills fans are. Y'all are knocking this now, but you guys will be loving it later. TJ Sanders. TJ Sanders starts, I mean, listen, this is all premature, by the way. This is all early. But TJ Sanders starts looking like a dog. You're going to be like, shoot. Good job, Brandon Beane. And let's not forget, we praised Brandon Beane for these middle to late round draft picks. Khalil Shakir being one of them that you guys love so much. Christian Benford being another that you guys love so much. Bro, he's got a 7th round draft pick in Prather. Bro, that might be a surprise. And I'm not saying he's going to be something, but that could be something. One of my favorite players, actually my favorite Bill player ever, Stevie Johnson, was a very, very same 7th round draft pick and ended up being one of the Bills' greatest. I mean, there's a lot of greats in Buffalo, but he's up there. You mentioned a lot of these receivers in Buffalo. Stevie Johnson is one of them. Trust the process, man. Since when did we stop trusting what Brandon Beane is doing for the team? Since when? When did we get there, people? When did we get there? Now, I feel bad for Jeremy and the Joe character. Sneaky Joe, I think his name is. I feel bad for them because they got bombarded with that, but it is what it is, man. Nature of the business. The nature of the business. Brandon Beane came. He saw. He sprayed. He got out that joint. Did what he needed to do. And he's standing on business. And that's what you want from your GM. We loved it when people were saying, oh, Josh Allen is overrated, and he came in and let everybody have it. Josh Allen overrated? Yeah, we love it. That's my GM. Keep the same energy for your GM. Just don't get that. Love it. I love it. If you guys are feeling what I'm saying, if you guys like what I'm saying, because I know there's somebody in here that's like, nah, bro, I disagree. He was a punk. It was a coward for that. I disagree. I know there's somebody in here, but if you like that, smash that like. Not only smash that like, throw a thumbs up in that B. Throw a thumbs up in that B. Right in the chat so I can see it. Now, I see Walter's here. I'm gonna keep going. By the way, Swordfish says, yo, facts, Rico. I appreciate it. But when GM goes public and reacts to criticism in public, we love it. But when a player does it, we call them a diva, team cancer, or James Cook in French. That's not the same. It's not the same. It's very not the same. Because GMs rarely do it. You see it a lot more from the players. GMs rarely do it. And it was being justified for kind of, you know what I mean? Oh, no. Hold on. I'm not going to let you guys off the hook. I'm going to bring it to you guys. And I liked it. What's wrong with a little bit? And this is the soft society that we're in now. What's wrong with a little bit of a chin check? If somebody chin checks you, either you chin check them back and clap back, or just take the chin check and live another day. That's exactly what happened. It was just a chin check. Beane came in and was like, I heard you, pop, and I'm done. Now we friends, we hug it out, and I'm out of here. I got no beef with you. I just have to check you right there. Since when did we get all soft that we can't have that happen? Come on now. Nah, I just don't get it. What is this? Are we the young generation where, you know, I mean, we cry? He was mean to me. Get out of here, man. And I'm not saying these two that were on the radio station were bitching. I don't know if they were. Maybe they did later because I didn't listen. Because I'm sure they had some sort of rebuttal for it. They probably took it like a champ and said, it is what it is. I don't know. Could be wrong. Brandon Wright says, Rico, tell me this draft didn't have McDermott's hands all over it. Is it a hot seat move by McDermott? Heck no. It ain't no hot seat move. It's I know what needs to be done. I know I need to get younger. I know I need to get faster. I know I need to get stronger. That's the move. Don't think they signed him to an extension for crying out loud. He ain't going nowhere anytime soon. I was on record saying, yo, if he doesn't win it this year, you got to go. Clearly, they're not going to let him go. So we stuck with coach. And I like Brandon Beane, don't get me wrong, but losing 4 times to the same freaking team, bro. No, sir. I was not for it. You guys heard me say it. I wasn't for it. But Beane coming back, they said, extension for you, sir, and extension for you. What are we going to do? Nothing. We just got to ride with what we got. We got to ride with what we got. Walter says, I'm fine, Rico, with Beane speaking his mind, but don't want to hear him bitching when his players does the same. I mean, you never really hear him say, I don't want him bitching. He don't say nothing. He just handles it how we're supposed to handle it. If you want to eyeball emoji yourself and do all that stuff, do the eyeball emoji. I'm just not going to pay you. Simple as that. He didn't go on Radio Row. You know what I mean? Talking stuff. I'm just saying, man. Richard Ford says, yo, been soft for a minute, Rico. Stuff is different now. Stuff is different now, man. You go talk about my team like that, and you're certainly not going to criticize me, because what it was is a criticism of Brandon Beane and what he's done for this team. Well, we feel you should have grabbed the receiver. Who did you want? Savion Williams? Was it Savion? Did you want Savion Williams? Did you want Jalen? Well, we let Jalen go to the Chiefs. Okay. And let me tell you something. We play the Chiefs again. And we put up, let's just say we changed up a little bit. We got that speedy receiver. That same speedy receiver that we bring onto the team. Call him. Let me just go to because some people were bitching that we didn't grab a certain receiver. So let me just grab a receiver that could have went to the Bills. Let's see. Luther Burden. Okay. Everybody loves Luther Burden so much. Let's just say the Bills drafted Luther Burden instead. And the Bills climb right back to AFC Championship game against the Chiefs yet again. And the Bills put up 38 points. Luther Burden has 7 receptions for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the Bills lose 42-38. How the heck did that defense allow such a good performance from Josh Allen, Luther Burden? Bro, it starts with the freaking defense, man. 13 seconds, defense. The Bengals game. Did you see the Bengals playoff game? Did you see how poor defense was playing and how poor offense was playing? It's terrible. The last playoff game, you know what I'm saying? I guess we just don't get enough stops. I think I read something to the nature of the Chiefs had 9 stops. Sorry, there were 9 in all the playoff games. I can't remember. I think the Bills stopped the Chiefs 9 times in 4 playoff games, something of that nature. The Eagles alone stopped them 9 times in 1 game. I don't know if that's accurate. Bro, we got to stop these guys. We got to stop these receivers. We got to stop these big gap runners. We got to show up this defense. And if the defense does their job in keeping teams to 17, 18, 19, 20 points, Josh will surely put up 25 to 30 because that's what they did. All season long, they averaged that amount. Just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't like it. I don't get it. And I'm with the smoke. I love it all. I love Brandon Beane coming with it and saying, boom, there you go. Holster that bitch. Brandon Beane out. Love it. And for those that don't, I can't wait to give Z-Bot smoke. I cannot wait to give Z-Bot smoke on Friday. I don't like it because, he could have came at it a different way. Why come out at a different way? When you want a message sent strong, send it the way you need to send it. Message sent, delivered. Send. Done. Don't cookie cut that stuff. Because sometimes a direct message needs to be sent directly. Hear it from my mouth to your ears. Exactly how I want to say it. No filters. That's exactly what took place. No filters. You had it. And I thought that Brandon B was pretty nice, actually. I thought it was pretty nice. I like it. I like it, and I'm with it. Anyways, Laura says, yo, damn, Rico going off, man. I'm not really going off, am I? I don't feel like I am. Shoot. I just thought sometimes things have to be said, and it was said. Period, point blank. Keep it running. Isaac, what's up, Isaac? Isaac comes in with a super chat. I appreciate that, my G. He says, I agree with the defensive picks, but would like to remind Beane of how the Eagles are built. Top paid QB, RB, great O-line, 2 number 1 receivers, and a defense. Okay, hold on. Top paid QB, check for the Bills. An RB, check for the Bills. A great O-line, check for the Bills. 2 number 1 receivers. Who are the number 1 receivers? A.J. Brown, I know, is the number 1 receiver. You talking about Devontae Smith is number 1 receiver? Debatable for number 1 receiver. And a defense. They have a defense. They had a great defense. What do you think Beane's trying to do? Build the defense. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a copycat league. This is a copycat league. That Eagles defense with 2 great corners allowed their front 4 to get after it. Cooper DeJean on one side, Quinyon Mitchell on the other, and a solid safety. Let the defensive lineman get to him. It was in plain sight. They didn't blitz. It was all 4 linemen. Get after it. Let me lock down these boys in the meantime. You thought that 50-yard bomb to Xavier Worthy in garbage time? Bro, the KC Chiefs got spanked because them boys came with it defensively. Them boys came with that thing defensively, man. So listen, I understand it, but you're not going to tell me that the Bills aren't close. The only thing that you can say that they had much better, I wouldn't say much, but a better output was they had a solid 1-2 punch with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I love that. Good for them. But they have the defense. So the Bills got to get there. And didn't the Bills just bring in somebody? Did they just bring in Elijah Moore? So it's not like Beane. That's not my point. The point is, it's not like Beane's not trying. He's trying to find the right nucleus for this squad, but you got to build that defense. Got to build that defense. So big shout out to my man, Brandon Beane. Love it. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it all day because I think it's very clear. I love it. PVC fan says, but he's been drafting for 8 years. Who do we have but Josh? He's been drafting for 8 years, but who do we have but Josh? what do you mean? Who do we have but Josh? Did you not look at Josh's O-line? You didn't see Spencer Brown? You don't see Deion Dawkins? Like, what is Josh is it just Josh and Josh playing with a bunch of scrubs? So Josh got the MVP on his own? I hope if I'm reading that correctly. Or are you just going to say, Greg Rousseau, some scrub? Right? Terrell Bernard, some scrub? We just have a whole bunch of scrubs on the team? Josh is the team and that's it? Come on, fam. Come on, PVC fam. I'm just saying. So let me be done unless you guys want me to keep going because I feel like I've expressed myself. I wouldn't call it an idiot take, but I had to. Come on now. Come on. I like Laviska. Don't know him from a can of beans, but I like this guy. It's a vibe. You'll get to know him. If he makes the team, you'll get to know him. Anyway, that part I wanted to get off my chest. I feel I channeled my inner Brandon Beane. It got that off my chest. So the backlash that Brandon Beane's getting from certain people, all of a sudden I'm reading, people are messaging his wife and sending messages for what? You know what? I will say one thing though. One thing I did notice, and I like it because of the solidarity. I like it for the solidarity reasons. Okay. But when those two cats got the smoke given to them by Brandon Beane, a lot of the beat writers and the guys that are in that media room were coming to the defense. Oh, I was like, oh snap. They're coming to defense. They're coming for Beane. And not in a way that they're coming for Beane, but they're more in the defense of, well, it was a fair question. You didn't have to do that. I think it was unprofessional. Blah, blah, blah. I thought it was a fair response from Beane. Hold on now. Let me tell you something, because the same crew and some of your, because that message, like I said, wasn't just for those two guys. They just happened to be the face at the moment that Brandon B got a chance to see, and he heard them kind of slick talking. So he's like, oh, by the way, send this to your homies. And they all heard it because he reads some of the articles. You can't tell me Brandon Beane just, once he does the draft, he just disappears, bro. Like, I'm hitting my lights. He doesn't just disappear. He's reading the blogs. I'm sure he's reading articles. And if he's not reading articles, somebody's reading articles and say, yo, did you see this? Yo, you see this guy wrote this? Bro, he reads it. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he listens to some of the podcasts that are going on, or clips that are put on social media. It's like, oh, that's okay. So that's what we're doing. Yo, he had enough of it. And it's been years. It was not this time. He heard it from Kyer Elam. They were giving him the business with Kyer Elam. Beane doesn't know how to draft. You don't think he hears it constantly? He can't draft in the first round. If not for Josh, who's he drafted that has done something worth a damn in the first round? And it's a valid question. It's a valid question. But Beane's overall resume is on point. Is on freaking point. So, are there questions that are valid to ask him? That, yo, bro, I gotta ask you about this. I gotta ask you about that. Of course, those are valid. But you caught that brother on a wrong day, wrong time, wrong minute, and he had time. And these boys effed around and found out. I think one of the lines was, so what did the guy say? I think I saw something he wrote and was like, well, you didn't have to do it like that. Or I'm paraphrasing here, but I loved it. I loved all the smoke, and I'm here for it. Anyway, I'm done with that topic. I don't want to blast it out. I spent 35 minutes talking on that bitch. I'm out. I'm done. Let's move on. Draft picks. Ladies and gentlemen, did we like our draft? Did we like our draft picks? Now that you've had time to digest what Brandon Beane brought to the squad, are we liking it? Do we like it more now that we've looked into it? Are we kind of still questioning, like, I don't know? I'm gonna tell you right now, my grade for Brandon Beane in this last draft class, I know it's way too early to start grading, but we're doing it for the purpose of doing it, bro. That's a B+ for me, bro. That's a solid B+ solid B plus. We addressed a cornerback position, but we didn't just address it with some, you mean a regular Schmo Joe corner. This corner can stay man to man, hip to hip with the fastest. So the Tyreek Hills of the world, the Vontae Smiths of the world, those boys that are running 4.3s, he's on that. He's on that. He plays zone. You can put him in cover 6, 4, 2. You can put him in cover 1. You can put him in man. He will excel. He will be great. His 2023 film, if you go back to his 2023 film where he had like 6 interceptions, he had 2 pick sixes. Fam, that boy, if he went to the draft, would have been a top 15 pick. That's how nice he was. Him getting hurt was a blessing for us because now we got him. Now, does he have to work on the tackling? Absolutely. That boy's good. Listen, he's making some business decisions. I've seen some of the film taking business decisions. Bro, take that business elsewhere. You coming to Buffalo, you got to learn to tackle. You got to learn to tackle, my G. Because I don't want to see big King Henry coming down the sideline and you pull a, you know what I mean, an okie doke. We can't have that. But I like the Maxwell Harrison character. I love him. He's got a good character already. And he's going to be able to come in and provide. And to me, it might be premature, but he's CB1 penciled in. I'm penciling in that brother to CB1. CB2, excuse me. I can't say CB1 because Christian Benford's got CB1 locked down. So that's a solid CB2 to me. And he's got to give that up to Dane Jackson. He's got to give that up to Trey White, Jordan Hancock. He's got to give it to Dorian Strong. I don't know, but it's CB2 for me. I'm solid with that pick. And the more that I'm seeing, the more that I'm reading about it, people are loving this Xavier. I was going to say Xavier. This Maxwell Harrison pick. And I'm here for it. Love it. I'm a fan. Big fan. Maxwell Harrison to the Bills. Love it. That speed is intriguing. And the fact that he will take chances on the football. There's confidence in that, right? You can't teach that type of stuff, bro. That confidence, instincts, you can't teach that. You got it or you don't. He happens to have it with a small frame. Hey, ain't nothing wrong. He's a $185. You know what I mean? Pick up 5 pounds, get to a $190, maybe 10, but $195. Bro, we good. You can still keep your speed. I like that. I love that. So big shout out to Brandon Beane for sticking to his board and saying, yo, give me that corner. I'll take it. Second pick. First of all, are we okay with how Beane got his board down? Because I know some people are kind of a little iffy about it. I'm okay with the TJ Sanders. Let me see if I can throw some footage up there for y'all, because I think that some people I don't want to say sleeping. I don't know if anybody's sleeping on TJ Sanders. I really don't. I don't want to say that because I don't think that's the case. But I think some people are underestimating how good he can be. I think he's going to turn some heads this year. And if he does what I think he's capable of doing, bro, it's gonna be fun. It's going to be fun. Let me just kind of mute this because I kind of want to let y'all see a little bit. I'm not going to show too much, but I just what there's such the potential that he can bring to the squad. You gotta love it. Let me just kind of rip this in and missed it there. Let me go back. So TJ Sanders to the Bills. I'm a fan. I like it. And if we can tap in and he becomes such a force in this rotation, this Bills rotation, how could you hate it? How could you hate it, man? So yeah, let me play a little something for y'all as this goes. So TJ Sanders, I'm intrigued by this pick. I know some people didn't like it that we moved up and we had to go and move up and get this brother because they weren't a fan of that. And I don't blame them because they're not familiar. And you got to get familiar with the person's game. If you're not familiar with their game, how you gonna like it? I don't blame y'all. It's hard to like someone that you don't get familiar with their game. So let me just try to share my screen real quick, just so you guys have just a quick idea of what he can bring to the squad. The physicality this brother's gonna bring, I'm actually excited for it. I don't know what it is, but I'm a fan. Like, he's going to be a problem. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited. He's too heavy. When they thought that this brother was going to be the nose, they're like, he's too light. And then they brought in Deion Walker. They said, yo, we're going to let this guy do what he does. Look at that, man. Athletic. Hey, let's roll, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a fan of this. I can't wait to see a little bit more of this guy. And to move up from him at 41, look at this, man. He's going to be a problem, and I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it. So that's TJ Sanders. I'm a fan. I like it. And hold on a second. My man said track record is why I can't get excited about this draft. Beane's track record, his overall track record is in the positive. Unless you're talking about somebody else. But if you're saying Beane's track record, I disagree wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly disagree. That's just me. So TJ Sanders, big fan. Love what I'm seeing. And we'll go from there. And then Landon Jackson. Golly, this one is the one that I'm going to be. My man said, Rico, Beane has a terrible track record of building D-line. Well, how much, listen, Boogie Basham, I'll say that was an awful. Like, we got rid of him clearly. And this is what I mean by Brandon Beane. When he notices that he made a mistake, he'll move on from his mistake. He'll move on from his mistake. That's one thing you cannot fault him. He moves on. So for me, I'm okay with that. Let me close this real quick. I'm okay with him making a mistake and then moving on from the mistake. He was like, bro, I can't deal with that. He's out. But I think him investing in this line, knowing that this is the nature, that's how you get to the quarterback. That's the nucleus of making things work in the trenches. You got to do it. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like he realized that, okay, I built the trench on the O-line. You see it. It's in the proof. The proof's in the pudding. Dawkins still here. Spencer Brown got his contract. You got Osiris on the right guard holding it down. You got McGovern holding it down. You got David Andrews holding it down. I say Edwards. Like, they're holding it down. Alec Anderson has depth. You saw him bringing Lunt, excuse me. So he worked on the trenches offensively. Now the focus is now on the defense. How do you fault that? You got to protect your asset in Josh Allen. He did that. The proof is in the pudding. One of the best O-line in the game. But Beane's track record is awful. Bro, what you mean? It's right there. It's right there in front of you on the offensive line. So now he's like, okay, offensive line's got it. Let's go work on this. Let's go work on this defense. You can't hit every time, fam. You can't hit every time. You're going to miss some. So now I got to work on this defense. O-line is intact. He thought he had something Cody Ford. He says, nah, I don't. Move down from Cody Ford. That's the one thing I do appreciate about Beane. You can't hit 100%. For those, his track record's not great. Then go follow another team then. You know what I mean? Like, you don't like the GM? You don't like what he's doing? You don't like what he's doing? You don't like those 5 freaking division champs? You don't like that? Then, go be a Dolphin fan. It's crazy to me. It's wild. His track record. His D-line is no good. Bro, you got to build the team. You got to build a team, bro. You only got 7, 8 picks. You know what I mean? In this case, 10 picks. It's crazy to me. Crazy. I don't like it. But everybody's got their opinion. Everybody's got their opinion. And that's what's beautiful about the game of football and the game of sports. The game of sports. Everyone's got an opinion. They see things differently. This is what I appreciate. Because when y'all come for me and I read everything, I try to at least, because a lot of things going down. I value a lot of people's opinions because there's some things like, yo, that's a valid point. I might be talking about one thing, but that's a valid point. It is what it is. Anyway, draft pick, Landon Jackson. Fan of Landon. I'm a fan of Landon Jackson. I think that we're going to see some good things. I'm excited for this D line. Maybe it's premature to be talking like this, but I'm a fan of what's going down here. Hold on, my man. My man PVC Fab says, Rico, I can sit right here and not cheerland for this GM. If Josh Allen is gone, we're done. Oh, PVC, come on. If Joe Burrow is gone, so is that team. Of course, if Josh Allen, every team is looking for a franchise quarterback, my guy. So if their franchise quarterback is done, name me a team that had the franchise quarterback is everything, and franchise quarterback left, and they still had success. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. I can't think of anything. So, and there's teams dying to get a franchise quarterback. Look at the Giants. The Giants are dying to get a franchise quarterback. Bro, everyone's trying to get a franchise quarterback. So, of course, if Josh goes down, we're done. So are the Chiefs. So are the freaking the Ravens if Lamar goes down. But although Tyler Huntley came through and he held it down, so you gotta look at that. But some might say that Lamar Jackson has taken leaps and bounds from the last couple of years. He's much better. Last year he had an amazing year, right? That's the one team I could say when Lamar went down, Huntley came in, and they stayed on par. They stayed on course. But for the most part, I think that's the only one I can think of right now. But if your franchise quarterback goes down, of course we're done. Finito. What is it? Trubisky was going to lead us somewhere? Hell no. You know that. You know that. Anyway, let me proceed. Anyways, I got to get to my points because I got to get a lot of things. So this draft class, I'm a fan of the two players. Man, I'm looking forward to every one of them, to be honest with you. This cornerback room is going to be very fascinating because we have Strong, Hancock, Harrison, and then you got the rest of the guys on the squad right now. That's really going to be actually competing. So Cam Lewis, you know what I'm saying? For the nickel, obviously he's a depth piece because Taron Johnson is going to be the guy that's holding it down. So you got those three rooks that we brought in. You got obviously Trey White. Then you got Dane Jackson. Bro, that's a full cornerback room. That'll be fascinating to see how that all shakes out. I'm looking forward to seeing how camp looks. Camp is going to be fun. Camp's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm a fan of this draft class. I gave it a B+ for me. And just because we did not grab ourselves a high end, big playmaker at receiver, I'm still very much on board with what this team has done. Now, most folks were a little disappointed that we drafted Jackson Hawes. Bro, if you don't see what Jackson Hawes is capable of doing, bro, this boy he is stout. 6'4", 250, about the same size as Dawson Knox. But this guy's going to be primarily a blocker. So maybe we move on from grabbing a Alec Anderson coming in. We just put that brother in right there. And now he might be that / big time blocking guy that goes out and makes us an even bigger dual threat. That I'm looking forward to seeing. So this is an intriguing draft class. I'm a fan of it. Maxwell, TJ, Landon. I'm looking very much forward to Landon Jackson. Deion Walker. I'm intrigued to see how that's going to play out and how he translates. If he shows up on what they see on film and how he was slated as one of the top DTs in the game just over a year ago. Fam, I'm loving that. And then Chase Lund, a big time, I think he's a top 115 player, top 115 players. And we got this guy as a right tackle for the squad. Get out of here. And then Kaden Prather. Now, I got to give a shout out to my man Amaris and Keyshawn. They were telling me about Kaden Prather. And the way he was excited to talk about Kaden Prather got me looking into Kaden Prather a lot more. And I see what he's talking about. 6'3", can get downfield, smooth route runner. He's not like a sharp route runner, but he's a smooth route runner. So whether it's something or it's nothing, but it wasn't like they've got some guy that can't run. He can get downfield now. He definitely can get downfield. So once I saw the excitement coming from Amanda Morris and the Post Podium boys, I'm a big fan. That's the one. He's a fluid route runner. He's not sharp, but he's smooth and in and out of his breaks. I'm looking forward to seeing what that is, man. Shout out to my girl Laura, man. Laura knows, man. Post Podium podcast. They're my boys, man. And when listen, Amaris showed me that he was on top of it, and he was like, bro, that guy's who we got, and that's who. Oh, let's go. My man said Kaden Prather is a Stephon Diggs 2.0. I don't know about all that. I mean, I don't know about all that. But we'll see. I don't see it. I don't see it, but we'll see. Brandon Wright says, Rico, we won't have to pull Dawkins anymore with Haas filling it. I'm saying though, Haas, if they have Haas the way they I think they plan to use Haas, especially when you draft them early enough, you're going to use that brother. You are going to use that brother. So I want to see how this is going to look. So gone are the days where just checking in, ref, just checking in. Name's Alec Anderson, just checking in, man. All right, nah, bro. I want to see more, man. I want to hear more talk about Prather. All right, let me show you. Let's not talk about it. Let me show you. Let me show you about little Kaden Prather. So Prather, all right, the 7th round draft pick, Mr. Kaden Prather, smooth route runner. Okay, what you're gonna get out of him? Not only are you gonna get a smooth route runner. Why didn't that work? I didn't get that. Smooth route runner, can get downfield. Out of Maryland. 6'3", 215, give or take. So he's not a small boy. 210. He's not a small cat by any stretch of the imagination whatsoever. So I think that folks are going to appreciate what he brings to the table. So let me just share my screen real quick, because I like to show you a little something out of Maryland. And I'm not showing you film. I just want to show you just so you guys can see a little bit of what he brings to the table. He ain't a small cat. He certainly is not a small cat. Boom. Look at this. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Just because you drafted in the 7th round, listen to Tyrell Shavers. Tyrell Shavers the other day was talking about 30% of the NFL are a lot of undrafted receivers. Listen, receivers. I say undrafted players. 30% of the NFL are undrafted players. Think about that. So don't sleep. Football is football at the end of the day. All these boys need are a invitation, and all they need is an opportunity. Listen, you're not bringing me down that easy. This is what you want, man. I may not have been drafted in the first 5 rounds. I got drafted. The point is, my name got called. Let's get to work. And he's not a body catcher. He's let me just catch it with my hands and keep it moving. Smooth route runner, like I said, he's long strider, 6'3". That's a big guy, man. That's a big guy. Boom. No body. Just catch. It's all hands. That's all hands. So you can't tell me that you need a first rounder, second rounder, whatever the case is, bro. You have Josh Allen. Look at that. All hands. You have Josh Allen. And if Josh Allen's your quarterback, bro, one of us can get in there and he'll make us look good. Josh will make us look good. Come on now. Think I'm worried about this offense? Bro, when you got 17, what are you supposed to be worried about? You got Jimbo running the football. You got a solid O-line. And you give Josh Allen time. And you let these boys do what they do. And you got Keon Coleman going to his 2nd year. So he heard the criticism coming from Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane's like, I need more from him. Look at this. Give me that. Come on now. Kaden Prather. Just because he ain't have a sexy name like Luther. Not that Luther is a sexy name, but you guys get what I'm saying. He didn't, you know what I mean? He didn't get the Jalen. Come on now. You guys like that, huh? Captain Save Cook? Yo, that was a freestyle. That just came out of nowhere. That just came out of nowhere. But all I'm saying is this. When you got Josh, all things, you listen, this offense will be elevated. And now Josh is going into his 2nd year understanding that I just came off of an MVP year by not turning the ball over. And now my receiver room just got better. Got better with Joshua Palmer. I'll take Joshua Palmer over Mac Hollins. You got better with now Khalil Shakir going in as a vet guy now, getting his full contract. You know how it is after you get paid. You want to ball out. Kincaid understands that this is a big year for him coming. Last year, was a disappointment. It was an absolute disappointment. Going into year 3, you better ball up, my G. Figure it out. Got to figure it out. There's a lot of guys that have got to figure it out. So this offseason is going to be massive for this offense to keep it going. But this defense, though, let's go, man. This guy here, back again, PVC fan. Proving my point. 17 covers it all up. What do you want him? He's supposed to. Your franchise quarterback is supposed to take away the deficiencies. If you want an average quarterback, then get yourself an average quarterback. Then everywhere else is going to have to be elite. You can get away with very good receivers with elite quarterback that makes the right decisions, the right throws, putting the right offense. Come on, fam. What you mean I'm proving your point? No, that's not at all. You're not proving anything. When you have a franchise quarterback, bro, all things are possible. Just look at the Bengals, man. The Bengals. When they got those two boys back together, those boys were cooking. It just sucks that their defense was terrible. But the Bengals were scary. The Bengals were a scary team to face. Too bad their defense couldn't do anything about it. I like it. He says, nah, bro, you're saying you should keep this roster where it's at because of 17. Yeah, I don't think that you needed to really add anything crazy to the offense like people are saying. Because what people are saying is we should have added a receiver. For what? Do you know the statistic, what Josh's statistic of deep ball throws? Do you know what that is? Oh, my phone just died. Somebody look up the percentage that Josh throws the deep ball. Tell me how good it is. Tell me how good it is. When we did have the speed. When we did have all those things. Tell me how good it is. This offense, in case you haven't noticed, is intermediate. Intermediate. You saw how many screen plays we ran, although sometimes it bugs the hell out of me. A lot of screen plays, a lot of intermediate. We'll take a couple deep balls here and there, but we're not a deep ball type team. We're not. But maybe it's because we don't have the weapons for it. Separation. That's why Josh is here. Joshua Palmer will get that job done for this man. But he doesn't have a great track record throwing the ball. Look at the statistic. I was actually shocked myself when I saw it. I was like, oh, I thought he was better than that. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I thought it would be better, but it's not as great. I was actually shocked by it. I wouldn't say shocked, but I was like, huh. It just took me by surprise a little bit. I was like, interesting. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. Let's keep pushing. I'm excited about this draft class. B+ is what I give them. So don't sleep on the Prathers of the world. Don't sleep on the TJ Sanders. Don't let people being disgruntled take you off of how good this draft class could be. Now it's super early. It's super early. You can only really tell how good they are 3 years down the line. But for the most part, I'm looking forward to seeing which one or two really stand out. So Maxwell, will it be Maxwell Landon? Will it be Maxwell Landon TJ? If all of them do it, shoot, I'll take it. Now, the real question now becomes, who's the odd man out? Because if you look at what we brought in, let me go to my Instagram, the IG page here quick. Or maybe we have it on X too. Let me just make sure. We are, this is going to be an interesting offseason. A very interesting offseason because I'm looking at, first of all, let's take a look at this. Look at what our cornerback room is going to look like. It's a lot. It's a lot, bro. Check this out. So, obviously, Christian Benford, CB1. Okay? Taron Johnson, there's your nickel. Okay? Boom. And then here comes the rest. You got your corner, which could be CB2, Maxwell Harrison, penciled in. Then you got Trey White, Dorian Strong, Dane Jackson, Jordan Hancock. Although these guys are rookies, but great things. Jordan Hancock is a jack of all trades, man. Nickel, got you. Safety, got you. Corner, I can do that too. 6 feet, $195, good size. Maybe he becomes a safety. I don't know. But you got Dorian Strong. Then you got Jamarcus Ingram that gave you some good play. Cam Lewis stood out a lot. Dane Jackson has been a starter before. Depth pieces into Quan Hardy, Brandon Codrington, and Takori Couch. Obviously these guys here are on the low end / like punt return, special teams-ish. But right now, this is something. That's going to be very interesting to see how that all shakes out. And then the defensive front. It is going to be tough, bro. Bosa, Oliver, Russo, Jones, Landon, Carter, Epinesa. Ogunjobi when he comes back. Ogunjobi, excuse me. Hoyt, Solomon, Dion. Listen, man. Can't keep them all. Can't keep them all. You know there's going to be some movements happening. So this offseason is going to be fun. It's going to be an interesting offseason, folks. It's going to be something. So that being said, so we talked about, obviously, Brandon Beane, this draft class, how excited I am about this draft class. Don't sleep on it. Do more homework on it. Go through every one of them. Watch their stuff. Be excited about it. I want you guys to be excited. You should be. I didn't see PVC. Sorry, you know what I mean? I always don't like to not read all the super chats. So idiot take. Oh, you're talking about the other guy that said you had an idiot take. So PVC's coming back at you, whoever said that he had an idiot take. He says, idiot take. Who else is elite but Josh? Who? Take 17 away. This is a bottom third roster. We have some nice pieces, not one other elite player. Draft was underwhelming outside of Hairston. I disagree. I also disagree with the guy saying you had an idiot take because you didn't. But either way, neither here nor there. Disagree. But you can't play the takeaway game, though. We both know that. You know what I mean? Take away Anthony Edwards off the Minnesota Timberwolves. Done. You know what I mean? It's a wrap. And Anthony Edwards, he's a whole different ballgame. That boy, nice. He's nice like that, right? Take away, what's a team? Take away, let's say, the Rams quarterback. You know what I mean? Done. Like, every team is looking for that franchise, bro. Every team is looking for that franchise. You see it. The minute, Joe Burrow got hurt when he was hurt, Bengals went down the tube and they had stars. They had Jamar. They had T. Higgins. Didn't have a quarterback, though. And you saw how that went. Of course you need a quarterback, man. You need a quarterback, brother. You know that. I ain't got to tell you. Maxwell Harrison is a young, humble version of Jalen Ramsey. I shoot. It's a lot. I mean, I don't know. I'm not ready to say that yet because I need to see this guy, go toe-to-toe with some boys. But I will say this. So every time I hear Jalen Ramsey, I think of when Jalen Ramsey was talking pretty spicy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what I'm referring to. Every time I hear Jalen Ramsey and somebody mentions Jalen Ramsey's name, I think of his presser where he was extra spicy. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll play it just for you because it's zesty. It's a zesty it's a zesty presser. I don't know if I could find it. I can play that. So I mean, if he is in terms of play, if he's like him, shoot, I'll take that every day. But my man was feeling a little zesty in this one. Let me see if I can play this one for you guys, so you guys can see it. I was hoping that Z-Bot would get his. Let me see if I can play this for you guys. Can you guys hear this?
I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? The game over with. You still mad because I was locking you up?
I'm locking you up.
Go sleep on that. I ain't trying to hear that after the game.
So you vowed that he wouldn't get in your head. You managed to get in his
head? Look at that
head?
next snap.
What you think?
What you think?
You tell me. You tell me.
You tell me, bro. I can't. You tell me. You tell me. You know what I mean? Y'all go watch that. Nah, bro. I was locking him up. Nah, bro. I can't. I can't with Jalen Ramsey, bro. I can't. Anyway, let's move on to the next one up here. Brandon Wright says, been wanting to hate this draft, but after I've complained about getting to stop, getting to the QB, putting our offense back on the field, I found myself satisfied with pushing our chips all in on defense. My guy. I'm telling you, man. We have the offense. We may not have that elite, sexy receiver that you guys are looking for, but we still gonna put points up because at the end of the day, that's what matters. At the end of the day, putting points up. Josh going on the sideline, holding onto his pads like this. You know the look. Pad like this. He's got the earbuds in the ear, and he's chilling. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Now, there's gonna come a time where we play an offense that's nice like that. This is where you're gonna want your defense to make crucial plays and make the crucial stops. Josh is going to do what he does. You know that. He's done it before. He'll do it again. That Rams game was absolutely insane, but we just could not make the stops. Puka Nacua was eating our lunch. Puka was bad that game, man. He killed us. He killed us, and we weren't getting the pressure. Matthew Stafford was throwing the rock all over the yard, man. So this is why Brandon Beane was like, no, we got to fix that. We absolutely have to fix that because we will be playing elite quarterbacks, and we got to get them uncomfortable and get to them. Simple as that. What's up, my man Bartek? Bartek says defense wins championships, and our defense keeps letting us down in the playoffs in the most important stages. And I think it's personnel over coaching. I agree. It is personnel. You got to get the right personnel in there, man. The right personnel. The right personnel will do the trick. Jason Miller, what up, Jace? Jay says the cornerback safety Hancock will be interesting to watch. I totally agree. Could be the secret to finding. Excuse me. Can't even read. Could be that secret. I think you're saying kind of like Benford playing safety, or Terran's heir apparent and replace Cam Lewis. See, Cam Lewis is the one that's in trouble, in my opinion, because they didn't just bring in Hairston. They also didn't just bring in Hancock. They brought in freaking Dorian Strong. That's a sticky man-to-man. He's one of the best man-to-man cover guys in this draft that came out. We have him on the squad. Bro, Cam Lewis got to be shook. Dane Jackson got to be shook. Bro, the old guards got to be shook. Just put it that way. Jamarcus Ingram, shook. Every last one of these guys got to be shook. Curry Couch, every last one of these cats. These rookies are coming and not playing no games. And they got size. They're all 6 feet. 6 feet, buck 95. Just saying. I mean, it's not everything. We know that. It's not everything, but it's something. Now, let me keep rolling. If you guys are enjoying the show, by the way, do me a favor and smash that like. Smash that like for your boy. And we'll go from there. What's Walter saying? Walter, I'm blindly putting your thing on there because I don't know if you're gonna bring me heat. So I'm just gonna go with it. I know when Beane had that rant, Rico was gonna be on board. Yeah, you know, buddy. How'd you know though? How did you know? That's what I want to know. I would flat out be disappointed if the creator of Say It With Your Chest segment didn't love it. Listen, I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much. I was thinking to myself, when Brandon Beane, when he got in his bag, I was like, at first, I'm gonna tell you right now, just like anybody else, I see was one of the first people I thought of. Thank you guys for knowing that I love the smoke, because it's passion. I love passion. When you're passionate about something and someone's talking greasy, get on their ass. Like when while you guys are watching the stream, when I had Morris on the squad, and when he was we were discussing what was a topic of conversation. We were discussing scheme. Yes, and he was there. Everybody in the chat was like, yo, Rico's getting flamed. And it was a good debate. All right. It was a good debate. Aramis was spitting some good stuff. And I was like, but nah, it's not the scheme. The scheme is not the problem. Right? The scheme is great. And then he started talking about something else about, but look what happens to all the DBs that go anywhere else. They don't do well. I was like, because the scheme is what he didn't like that. I was on his ass because he cooked me a couple times with some great points. And I came back and I cooked his ass. You know what I mean? So I loved it. But it's passion. It was good because it was a back and forth battle. He was getting me. I was getting him. It was great. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was a good back and forth. I know Laura was loving it. She's like, getting my popcorn ready. Let's go. When Brandon Beane came through and he was like, not mincing any words, bro, I loved it. I thought it was AI at first. I was like, nah, this can't be real. No, this can't be real. Because if Beane does this, my respect for him just went 10 times. And then when I found out it was for real, it's on. I loved it. Zeba was trying to be politically correct. Man, I know Zeba always trying to be politically correct. Sometimes you don't have to be. And that's the point. Brandon Beane could have easily went, hey, guys, I totally disagree with you guys because no. You're an idiot. That's pretty much what you were saying. You're an idiot if you think that receiver is what we need and just down the third. Bro, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Z-Bot always trying to be nice, going that route. That's why I always challenge Z-Bot. I always, hold on, back it up. Let's talk about it. And we go it. And you guys love it. It's good. It's good. Makes good for TV. Makes for good TV, guys. Pablo says, yo, Aramis was absolutely a hot mess. Yo, he was spitting some good stuff, man. That's my guy, man. He was spitting some good stuff. I love going back and forth. It was great stuff. It was good stuff. My only issue is that the GM said it. That's honestly my only problem. The situation is why I'm not sold on culture. Because if you're really about culture, you stay quiet like you would expect your players. Not all the time, though. Not all the time. Because there are some times where you stay quiet for so long until you don't. Sometimes you just got to keep turning the cheek. My brother's been turning cheeks all day, and he was like, "Yo, I ran out of cheeks now. Now I'm clapping cheeks back. You know what I mean? I'm clapping cheeks back, and that's exactly what Brandon Beane did, and he was done. He did what he did, and he was done. Justice says, yo, I like that crash out energy. I kind of like a crash out energy. I mean, I like a little bit of chaos, a little bit. You know what I mean? I like it. I don't mind it. I mean, it was controlled. It wasn't outlandish. You're bitching. Oh, buddy, crying me a river, man. He just gave you a little tongue lashing. That's all. Laura loved it. Laura loved it. It was great. I like a good back and forth. When it gets disrespectful, that's when it's no good. But it was great. It was very good energy. Anyway, let me move on to my last topic of the night, and that is in regards to Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders getting drafted by the Cleveland Browns. All right. There's a couple things I want to touch on with this. When people talk about it's racial. It's racial. How could they do that? They always want to buck a brother down. You know what I mean? When he's too strong or he's too much. When he's too much, you got to shut his ass down and be quiet. And that's what they did. They shut him up. There's a lot of things about this Shedeur Sanders situation that was a mess, but it being racial was absolutely not one of them. I promise you it was nothing about being racial, because the very same quarterback that got drafted in the first round, first pick, is a black man. And nothing to do with no racism, bro. That's not the case. Look at all the black quarterbacks right now that you can't deny. You can try to deny them if you don't like their color, skin color or not, but these brothers can play. Take a look. Take a look everywhere. You know what I mean? Look at the little man. He's 5'11", 5'9". Kyler Murray. They said, I don't care. You talented. Boom. They could have easily said, nah, bro, we ain't having it. You 5'8". You ain't that dude. Cam Ward, first round. You know what I mean? Like Lamar Jackson. Look what Lamar Jackson's doing right now. Look at my man Pat Mahomes. He's finally tapped in to his roots right now. He finally got rid of that mohawk / whatever the heck he was trying to do. Now he's got a clean fade. He might be deadly as ever going forward. When a man gets a new haircut, woo! Watch out. Watch out. I'm kind of scary of the Chiefs because my man's gonna be balling out. We'll see. So this has nothing to do with no damn races. It's about he's black. No, it's not. It's about one cat thinking he was nice like that, and the league saying, nah, you're not. And all that yapping you doing isn't worth me drafting you top, because now when I draft you top, I'm essentially saying you're our starter. If you went to the Cleveland Browns right off the rip, you're our starter. This was a humbling. You're not that nice. You didn't do the combine, and that's not a big deal because Lamar didn't do the combine either. Lamar didn't run. I think he just didn't run. Did he not do the combine or he didn't run? I think he did everything else, but he didn't run. I can't recall. But I know that he decided not to do any of that. There's a lot of people that opt out to do stuff. But your game does not translate good enough for these boys to draft you with all that money. And that has not, I didn't even get into his father yet. There are some things that you do that's too much. Like even I'm like, when he was at Colorado doing all this stuff, bro, just play ball, man. I get it. You got to brand yourself because everybody's trying to brand themselves. Because when football is done, Because you can't blame them. When football is done, sometimes these guys, all they know is football. And they're nothing after. They're nothing after. That's why you hear them going bankrupt. That's why you see them going to crime. That's why you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, suicide. Bro, so you understand that there's life after football. Sometimes all you know is football. High school football, college football, NFL. Once that's done, you're like, yo, who am I? So I understand the branding part. I understand all of that. But your game got to translate, my G. But he threw 74% and this, that. I know. But had you been just a tiny bit more humble, I bet you none of this goes down. None of this goes out. Now, it doesn't. Now, also, on top of that, it also doesn't help that your pops is like, yo, we ain't going to no team, period. Hear me out. Yeah, but the Archie Manning and his sons did that shit. I know they did. That part I don't like. Because if Archie and his boys did it, yo, keep the same energy for when he does it. But at the time, Manning was probably unquestionably the best quarterback in that draft class. I don't even know who was in that draft class. Let me go look. But you got it. Your game has to translate. Your game has to translate. You got to be super nice where it's undeniable. I'm trying to go back into the 2004 NFL draft and who was in that draft class. 24 draft class. You got to be nice. You got to be like, it's undeniable. And the league pretty much said, bro, he's not nice like that. Now, rumors are going around that the owners were like, bro, do not touch that, bro, until the 4th round. Now, do I think there was a little bit of collusion in all of this? That I do believe. Nothing to do with race, more so to do with, bro, understand that there's the shield. I think there's that part that plays a part in this whole situation. But I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot going on with that. By the way, that 2004, Eli Manning was a quarterback. The next quarterback was Phillip Rivers. Next quarterback was J.P. Lossman when the Bills went back up to get him in the first. So listen, I mean, like Eli was clearly top dog. So like he had a little leverage in that regard. Look at the teams that needed a quarterback and all the other things they needed. So Matt Schwab was in there. Come on, man. Like this quarterback class was buns. Luke McCown was in this thing. It was buns, right? So Shedeur, I'm not overthinking this. It is a circus, but sometimes some guys bring a circus, but they're skillful enough, right? They're skillful enough so they can bypass. I can get over that, but your circus and your game didn't translate. So they said, nah. And then on top of that, they put a little bit of extra cinnamon on that to say, oh, by the way, 4th round, nobody touched until the 4th round. Now that I don't like. That I do not like. I don't like that one bit. Like you, and then here's the worst thing that thing that kills me the most. The Cleveland Browns select Dylan Gabriel. I know he throws the football super hard, but you're not going to tell me that he's better. At least we're going to find out. But you can't tell me that he was ranked anywhere near Sanders coming out of this draft. This guy was a candidate for the Heisman Trophy, and he drops that much. It's crazy to me. So that I don't like about it. But to say, oh, it was race, nah, bitch, it was not. Nothing to do with race. All to do with, yo, your game don't translate. I don't like this circus that you have. And your pops is talking about, oh, we gonna choose. Oh, yeah, you gonna choose? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. And on top of that, what makes matters even worse is you had the New York Giants apparently were slated to take him. They had him as the quarterback that they wanted. But that meeting went terribly. And Dable, he don't look like he messes around too much. Not many people can yell at Josh Allen. He is one of them. And if that brother can yell at Josh Allen, he can certainly say, bro, Shadur, you out of here. I ain't messing with that. No thanks. Especially because his job could be on the line if he doesn't make it work. Shoot. My man Mookie says his game does translate. I disagree. All that yapping he doing, all that entourage and all of this and all of that. I'm sure he's a good kid, but yo, it's the distraction, my fam, my bro. It's a distraction. And when these boys saw that, they said, nah, bro. Now, what I disagree with, I'm going to say it again, is to make that brother wait till the 5th round. Nah, that's buns. That's buns. If you don't think he's a first rounder, cool. You think he's more of a second rounder? Bet. 3rd round? No. 4th round? Absolutely not. 5th round? That's a message. That's a message. So what is going to be very interesting, now, truth to hearts, I didn't miss your chat. I didn't miss it, man. I didn't miss it. Now, what is going to be interesting is how he goes about his tenure in Cleveland. Because as a 5th rounder, you're not really tied to him. He ain't make that money. I think he's like making like $4 million. If they're like, yo, ain't worth it, they can cut him right on the spot and be like, I'm not missing much. You don't cut your 1st round quarterback, 2nd round quarterback. 5th round? Hell yeah, we can. So now he got to go up against Dylan Gabriel. He's got to go against Kenny Pickett. You know what I mean? You actually have to go through a battle. Whenever you get high, drafted high, you can have the, you know what I mean, the what's the word I'm looking for? You can have the room. I'm using that for lack of a better word. You can have the room to kind of, you know what I mean, do all the, you know what I mean, tolerate all the stuff that we're gonna have to go through. I ain't got to tolerate that with your 5th round draft pick. If I see anything that shows me that you're not good enough, I got 5 quarterbacks on the squad. I got Flacco. I got Dylan Gabriel. I got Kenny Pickett. Who I'm missing one more. Deshaun Watson. Obviously, he's not in it. And bro, yeah, they're gonna make it work for that one. They're gonna make it work for that one. Mookie, what's up? Mook says, yo, that has nothing to do with his game. He won the Johnny Unitas, has the best QB in college football over 4. They don't care about that, bro, because they look at the film. All the stats is cool. At least it's from. This is my opinion, by the way. All right. They clearly showed you they don't care. They clearly, is it right? Hell no, it's not right. But they clearly showed you, I do not care. Now, what my whole point is, I don't believe this was anything to do with race. This is nothing to do with race. Because they would have said, Cam, we don't want your ass either. Didn't nothing to do with race. This was more to do with, nah, bro. All that and all that, this, that, and filming everything and all that good stuff. Bro, we ain't with that. Especially for the teams that actually wanted him. So Dable, maybe Dable was like, I don't know, Dable gives me old school, like, yo, cut that crap out. And when he saw that, he's like, nah, not for me. Now you got to run that by the GM. You got to run that by the owner. I mean, him and Sean are probably like this, but you got to run that by the owner. If the owner's like, yo, you feel that way? I strongly feel that way. Because if the owner said, I don't care how you feel, draft his ass. He's going to draft his ass. Period. Point blank. So that's the way I look at it. Now, I hope, and I see it, 64-13. Trust me, brother, I get it. Believe me, I get it. And I want him to succeed. I actually want him to go into Cleveland and whoop tail. It just sucks how he had to go through all that. It sucks. It really does suck. It does, man. But we're going to see how it all shakes out at the end of the day. All eyes are going to be on Cleveland. My goodness, you go to Cleveland, when you go to the Cleveland website, he's the number 1 jersey that people are looking at to buy. Apparently, day 2 and day 3, all eyes were tuned in on the NFL Network and NFL Draft to find out where Shadur Sanders is going to get drafted. So he's a draw. He's absolutely a draw. What I absolutely hated, with no O-line, the maturity of being the face of the franchise hurts his status. Oh, that's going to be something. That is going to be something. We'll see. We'll see how mature he is, because that's what it's going to come down to at the end of the day. How are you going to deal? Because now you got humbled. Whether he looks at it that way or not, he got humbled. So now you got to, and I kind of, in a way, like it in a way where, okay, you're drafted now, but you didn't come in as a high status cat. You still high status, but your draft grade is where you're coming in as, right? He's got to look at it and say, yo, you took that guy in front of me, Dylan Gabriel? What? So I got to compete with him? Kenny Pickett's like, all right, F it. You're not taking my spot. I'm fighting for this. Like, you're not going to take my spot. Bro, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle I'm looking for. I want to see what this looks like. And we're about to find out if he's really, truly that nice. And there's a lot of pressure on him, too. There's going to be a lot of pressure. I think in my opinion, I think there's more pressure on Shadur Sanders where he got brought in and drafted than if he were to get brought in and drafted in the first round, second round. Because right now, it's truly going to be about, let's see how nice you are. You don't have that second round, first round draft grade on you that could allow you to, mess up and this, that, and the third. This is one of those things where it's like, put up or shut up. I want to see it in the NFL with the big boys. The good thing is, if he's like that, he's mature enough and he's got the game that I think he does have, bro, he should come out and be the top dog. I mean, them bringing Flacco back, I was like, okay, I guess insurance, I suppose. I just know that I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I think it's going to be cool. No O-line in RB in 4 years of college ball. Flacco, Sanders, Pickett, Gabriel, practice squad. Hey, we're going to see, boy. We're going to see. We will definitely see. Because don't forget, man, NFL is a different game. It's a different game, baby. It's a different game. I mean, you know that. I don't got to tell you. You're around the boys all day, every day. You see it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. My man Walter says, yo, listen, I get it. The kid needs humbling. But if you're a GM on the hot seat, how much should you be dangling that carrot? This is why this is a dangerous scenario, man. If you're a GM that's trying to win, quit playing games to get the guy that's supposed to win the game. Now it's all game. It becomes a game. I'm going to teach this boy a lesson. I don't like that at all, man. If you're trying to win, win. Stop playing this whole game unless they truly felt that he wasn't good enough. But here's another thing. I saw somebody make a point, and which I hated too. You mean to tell me he's a 5th round draft grade, but 4 of his receivers or 4 of his teammates, I think receivers, got drafted. Travis Hunter being one of them, obviously, but he got drafted for being a dual threat. But who's throwing him the football? Thank you. You know what I mean? Joe Horn Jr., who's throwing him the football? Thank you. Like, don't be doing that guy dirty like that. We all know that he's not a 5th round draft grade. That's an insult. That 5th round draft grade is an absolute insult. This is just part of his journey. Part of his journey, bro. The league tried to, and this is where he can come out and on top in this and say, "Oh, the league tried to do me dirty." Is documented, well documented. It's unprecedented. Where I was a candidate for the Heisman Trophy, like my man Mookie said, he had 74, 63, and 13 interceptions, 74% completion percentage. Boy, stop. So now, shoot, this story is going to be something. This story is going to be something, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope I brought that energy for you. If there's a topic that you'd like me to hit right now before I dip out of here, let me know. Let me get my man Trey the Truth. Hey, Truth to Hearts, I see you, bro. I didn't forget about you, brother. Truth to Hearts, if you're still in the chat, I got you. My man Truth to Heart says, I think Beane was sending a message to his guys in the receiver room. I got confidence in you, even when you don't. If I'm a Bills receiver, I'm hyped. Let me keep that up there because I spoke on it earlier in the show, and I'm going to stamp on it even more. Absolutely. The fact that Beane stood up and stood out and said it with his chest, that also means Kincaid. You see, I put my neck out for you. I called out these 2 hosts that didn't quite deserve it, but some folks are saying they did. But I think, in my opinion, they just happened to be there and they got the brunt of it. They got that pop, pop, pop. They got shot. It is what it is. Now, Kincaid, I called you out because I need you to, hit that gym and be healthier, and I want you to be a durable tight end. Coleman, I called you out because after you got hurt and you came back, you were never the same player. Did the season feel too long for you? What's up? Call that. James Cook, I didn't give you a contract. You want that contract? Show me what you got, baby. Let's go. But I'm going to stick to the receiver room. I brought in Joshua Palmer. I personally think he's going to be excellent for this offense. Right? So, I'm good with what I got on the squad. I'm good with that guy. Don't forget, we got Jalen Virgil. I know most folks are going to be like, Jalen Virgil, who? You talking about field stretcher. He's a 4-3 guy. Maybe he comes in and does something. We got KJ Hamler on the squad. We're going to allow these guys to do what they do. I'm going to put my eggs in a basket on this defense because defense is what gets us to where we need it to be. Josh Allen 17 will elevate everyone else. Let's roll. So yeah, that means every one of y'all, I put my neck out for you. Show me what you got. But I'm gonna tell you this. I know there are fans sitting, rubbing their hands like Birdman. You all three y'all. You guys are bums. That's what these guys are all. There's some fans that are sitting there just waiting. Oh, yeah? You want to talk to those local hosts that way? Those guys better show out because it'll show that you don't care about the receiver room and you're the problem. I'm guaranteeing you there are fans that are sitting there like that, thinking that. So now, GM put his neck out like that. Bro, I hope the whole squad is listening. Y'all got to step up for your boy Josh. And Josh, I elevate every guy up in the squad, man. Let's go. And that goes for Joe Brady as well. Let's make it work. That's the way I look at it. So true to hearts, appreciate that. And I totally agree. He put his neck out there. So they now have to reciprocate and hand it back and show us that we can continue to put points on the board. If it's going to be 30 again, so be it. We'll take it. 25 to 30 points a game, you should be able to win the game. You should be able to win the game if the defense does what they're supposed to do. Keep these boys at 17, 18, 19 points, bro. We good. We're good like that. Anyway, and that's my time. Oh, let me get some questions. I see some questions coming in. So let me get in there. My man Bartek says, yo, his fate in the NFL story is all in his hands. Abso-freaking-lutely. All in your hands, brother. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, you trust in God to make sure that, you stay healthy, you do what you're supposed to do, and your path, man, it's up to you, brother. It's up to you. It's up to you. Put the hard work in, which I know he will. And if he's that dude, he should become the number one quarterback on that squad where it's undeniable. I just hope that he takes the bulls by the horns and handles business. By the Richie Fresh says, go Sens, go Rico. Hey, I don't pay attention to hockey, but I know the Sens were making a comeback on the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we'll see. I'm in a dilemma because I'm a big fan of Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Edwards is giving it to my Lakers right now. He is giving it to them. And you got LeBron James keying with the enemy. I'll tell you, man, Kobe does not play that game. Actually, these two brothers right here, you see these boys laughing? Hell no. When they're competing, there's no keying. Once that thing hits 00, then we can talk. LeBron, he with Anthony Edwards, while Anthony Edwards is busting your butt. Golly, man. He's putting points on you, and then he's letting you come back, and he's putting two hands on your chest? What? Where they do that at? Where they do that at, man? I love it. Anthony Edwards is what's good for the NBA. I know some people hate his antics, and they hate what type of player he is and all that stuff. I love it. Just like Beane took it to those two guys in local radio for Buffalo, Anthony Edwards taking it to the Lakers right now. So I'm in pain. I don't like it. So shoot, we're gonna see, man. Anthony Edwards is a dog, man. I like him. My man said, give it to him, man. They're giving it to him, bro. For real. Mike Harder, what's up, Mike? Mike says, yo, Beane got tired of hearing the ridiculous WGR false narratives and finally had enough. Listen, to be clear, and let me make this clear, I don't listen to WGR, so I don't have anything bad to say about them because I don't know. I only hear about what you guys talk about. And I get a lot of people that love WGR, and I get a lot of people that say, I don't listen to them, but when I do, it's always it's negativity. So maybe they had it coming to them. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. I'm sure Jeremy and the Joe guy are super nice cats, for real. They're probably super nice dudes. They just happen to catch Beane on a bad day, and Beane said, pow, 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 pow. Keep talking now, B. Ricky! No, Ricky ain't here to save you now. Walter says, yo, Philly's GM isn't going on Philly radio feeling the need to answer the media, and who gives a damn about Dallas? I mean, I don't know how that all plays out. I don't know if it's they're scheduled to do it. It's not, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, listen, the Rams GM was saying, F them picks. And most folks are like, what do you mean F them picks? And then he wins a championship. So now F them picks is like a big old all around the league F them picks. So, I mean, listen, man, everybody's got their thing, man. By the way, we're not here to trash WGR, man. I'm sure there's some good cats and they got some good stuff over there. But I will say this. I do like how all the beat writers, I don't want to say all, but a lot, I saw a lot of them coming to the defense of the radio. It's like a brotherhood. I did like that. You know what I mean? If somebody came from my guy Z-Bot and was on Z-Bot, I would have came back and tried to clap back from him too. Or, at least had his back. So I do like that the community is galvanized and holding each other down, because I see it. I guess the people at WGR should be able to, to help your boys out and stuff like that. But I do like that part. But Beane didn't care. Beane said, I got smoke for you, and whoever else wants that. And I love it. A little bit of chaos. I love that. Anyway, actually, that is my actual time. So do me a favor before you guys get out of here. Smash that lickety like. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys have not followed, follow. Hit that subscribe button. If you have not followed me on social media, y'all should be able to do the same thing and go ahead and follow me on social media, on X. Go ahead and do that. I don't have an Instagram page. I have a personal Instagram page. I don't like to give out my personal stuff. That's my family stuff and all that good stuff. However, I think I might just create a new Instagram page for, just call it the Rico Report, and then just post clips in there and just call it a day. So look out for that. I'll let you guys know when I start that, and then we'll go from there. So until next time, y'all have a great night. Be good. God bless. You know what I'm saying? And we will catch you guys on the flip side. Until next time, it's your boy. I'm gone. Peace.
We know where we stand on the power ranking. Other teams, fans in the comments hating. We block them all. We protecting Josh. Salute to him. He the general now. Rico got legends for interviews. How the Buffalo Bills got the best fan base. Away games, red, white, blue in the crowd. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic.